Good afternoon, Nasdaq followers, and welcome to another edition of Nasdaq Spotlight. My name is Leanne Alfaro, and we are live in Times Square on the heels of the iGlobal REIT Summit beginning tomorrow in New York City. Joining me right now is Ali Toomby, founder of Global REIT. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about what your panel will be or what you're speaking about at the summit.
Yeah, I'm going to be speaking about Global REIT, which is the company I founded. It's the first blockchain-based REIT in the world. And so what we've done is we've taken a traditional REIT model and merged it into the blockchain model, which seems to be a very big, growth industry. And being the first in the world, it's very exciting for all the REIT, companies out there. They want to learn how we're doing it, how we're growing, and what are the benefits of it.
Fantastic. Now tell us a little bit about what are some of the recent trends you've seen in the international retail REIT market?
Well, yeah, I mean, internationally, as you know, in the US, there's a lot of benefits you get for having a REIT investment, which are more tax-oriented. In the international market, really just even the public shareholding structure of owning real estate is still underserved. So there's, phenomenal growth remaining there. What we're seeing is, I'm in Dubai and in the Middle East. Just like as an example, Saudi has just doubled its REIT industry in the last 3 months. Wow. And so it's really opening up a lot, and we're seeing there's a lot of retail investment coming into REIT, and people are looking at it as a very good alternative investment for getting good yields. And like in REITs here, REITs there are also now just starting to pick up. The yields there are better than what we get here. Over here, the traditional average yield is 4% on REITs, but in the Middle East, they're achieving 6+. So, which is great for even investors out of here.
Incredible, incredible. Now, when we think about fintech coins and tokens, how are they affecting the real estate now?
Well, yeah, I mean, effectively, fintech has been around for a while. You've heard that terminology. Really, it's been just applying technology to finance industry. But when you got into coins, that was a game changer. In the last 1 year, you've seen $6 billion raised through ICOs, and this year, just in the first quarter, there were $6 billion raised. So it was 4 times of last year. This whole industry is really relatively new. It's only about 1.5 years, 2 years old, but it's mushroomed. And so this whole domain of how fundraising is going to go on forward is just changing. You find now like traditional VCs who would go out to investors and raise money are really now looking and pitching through ICOs. And because ICOs are the way forward, the terminology of having an IPO is sort of really phasing out, and the new word is ICO. And so we think in the next 1 year, you're going to see a lot more regulation come in, which will really support the whole industry, and you're going to see more and more ICOs come through.
When we think about rising interest rates, how will they affect the real estate environment?
I mean, as you know, real estate is heavily dependent on interest rates. The more higher the interest rates go, there's more cash flow required to repay your loans, so there's less cash on the table. So if you have a hike in interest rates, it really affects negatively on the growth on real estate prices, generally as speaking, because from a cash flow perspective, you're holding real estate to get more out of it. But now if you need more to repay your loan, you're going to see a stabilization on real estate prices because of the hike. And we foresee, as it's expected, that over the next year, you're going to see more hikes. So real estate prices will really just stabilize and plateau out here.
And then what are the opportunities moving forward in the real estate market?
I mean, there's a lot of opportunities. When you look at the real estate market from a REIT perspective, there's traditional REITs which really invest in commercial assets and stuff, but there's a lot of opportunity in doing non-traditional commercial. What we foresee, especially in our region, there's a lot of social infrastructure, hospitals, university campuses, and these are still, there's exponential growth in those industries. There's a huge demand for those, and we see now you can really own those through REIT structures and get very good yields out of them.
And then when you were talking about blockchain earlier, how disruptive will blockchain and cryptocurrencies be in the real estate market?
Well, the crypto business wasn't around for the last 2 years back behind, right? But in the last, really, it's picked up in the last 1 year, and you've seen that by the end of the last year, December around, it was valued around 800 billion. Which is a large number. So now if you see that sort of merging into a real estate application, we're going to see a lot of synergies and coming out where we see the worldwide around, you see a lot of real estate being, it's just $1 trillion industry, right? But now with the leveraging on blockchain, you're going to see a lot more potential opportunities arising in efficiencies being created through blockchain. So we foresee that it's going to change how real estate is done. As an example, now there's blockchain-based companies which offer title deeds being stored on them. Or an example is even as a brokerage transactions being executed. Even what they're talking in Dubai, where we are, is that they're saying they're going to basically put the whole value chain of real estate on blockchain, which will allow buyers and sellers to transact throughout without the dependence of any other human-based requirement.
Wow.
So blockchain is really definitely going to change the way things work, and especially in the real estate sector
Definitely.
going forward.
So it's going to be a game changer. Now tell us, how do we find and access these kind of new asset classes?
Yeah, so new asset classes are something which weren't around for a while, and really in blockchain, one of the things what we're trying to do is we're trying to merge the traditional asset class with with these new asset classes. So in our example, what we've done as Global REIT is anybody who sort of invests with us, he's not investing in the traditional real estate ownership business, but he's also getting a share in the fund management business that we're doing. And these are the new ways of how you can really maximize your returns and create, get exposure to new asset classes. Because the old sort of, if I was to say, the traditional asset classes have sort of plateaued out, they've stabilized, and there's not much growth left there. They've saturated, and so you have to go out and look at where can you create a differentiation against the competition and get better returns out of it. And that's what we're focused to. Our goal is to really look at opportunities where we can create stable cash flow in an industry where there's which is backed by real estate or which needs real estate, but at the end it's growing at a larger rate than other industries. That be it universities, schools, and international, and that's what we're targeting in acquisitions too going forward. We're going to look at acquiring campuses for operators and then have them held through us through a REIT structure while they operate the campus. And that's a potential very it's a huge growth industry for the Middle East and even internationally, and that's where, so it's generally social infrastructure.
Definitely. Well, very insightful, very interesting, everything that you have mentioned, and we hope to see you on the floor tomorrow, starting tomorrow at the iGlobal REIT Summit.
Correct, yeah, I think it starts at 8 a.m. and we look forward to it too.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ali, for joining us.
Thank you for having me here. Bye.
Everyone, that has been Ali Toonbi, founder of Global REIT. Stay tuned right here on the Nasdaq channel for more coverage from speakers and REIT experts at the iGlobal REIT Summit.